well have nets. Well, it certainly doesn't get more surreal than this sudden inclusion to the car, as the dreaded menace of the Southwestern Division to short Popeye Scott Bell, more or less heads. For the last roundup against Hangman Tex Lynch in a 30-minute Iron Man Hell in a Cell match. But to be completely honest, it's a match I would personally rather not have to witness. Knowing full, well, the inherent dangers of this match. While it's going to be very potentially hazardous for both these men, it's no shame for me to say. We're way more worried about Tex than we are about the short Popeye. But that being said, we can laugh and ha-ha, crazy Tex ha-ha. But I don't think I've ever seen a more dedicated general manager since he was appointed to the post. Not afraid to step up to the plate or get his hands dirty, and a man of his word, which he's never broken or gone back on. He told Bell from day one he would make his life a living, breathing, walking, talking hell on earth. And damn if the man hasn't kept his promise on that one, I mean, geez. This is really just taking the whole thing too far for me. And I wish Tex would just let this thing go with Bell.
And his opponent, from Arlington, Texas, weighing in at 247 pounds, HTL.
And all day, I was like, why is he dressed like he's going to a rumble between the Shark and the Jets? And we get treated to this insane little surprise. No argument from me. Wally, he's defeated Bell, grabbed the GM post out of Bell's grubby hands, has practically reduced him to indentured servitude while paying him a small fortune, and it seems exposed the scandal surrounding. Hana, he doesn't have anything else to prove. We know Scott is Tex's favorite clown shoe. Why risk involuntary manslaughter or potential serious injury now?
Folks, we love you, but we aren't even going to try this, and Don Hickson is nowhere to be found. So if you don't mind, we're going to just sort of talk amongst ourselves, and we'll react appropriately when something good happens, but at least you won't have to listen to dead air. This one begins with Tex as the aggressor, a man who's wanted literally over 10 years for the opportunity to beat on Scott Bell in a sanctioned match setting like this. So deep, so very deep is Tex's distaste for too short Popeye, that he's risking a trip to anywhere from the emergency room to the county morgue to have him trapped inside that nightmarish structure of cold, cruel steel. You, good viewers, watch it from the comfort of your personal space, can't even begin to grasp the unbridled fear being inside one of those. I took a short tour inside earlier today, and I can't imagine having to fight for your life inside it. Bell isn't really like your average human being, and his inner dumb animal won't allow him to feel fear, which is why Scott Bell is practically surgically reassembled. Think the $6 billion man with no bionic parts. He's been warned by 6 doctors from all over the world that his next match could be his last. And yet, Tex literally and unapologetically abusing his power as Snarl GM to administer punishment to Bell in every way under the sun, and placing the man quite literally into a life-threatening situation here, like Kirk and Spock and the Khalifi on Star Trek. I know you're joking about Bell, expiring this year, but seeing these two in there beating the brakes off one another makes me feel as if the moment is closer than ever. Viewers at home, please send your kids to watch Peppa Pig on their devices for this one. It is already getting nasty, with Too Short already busted open early, and he's gonna bleed for the next 27, maybe 28 minutes. I feel like we're witnessing an execution here, Johnny. And up to this point, Tex looks like a dad beating on his kid for cutting class in school, like Steve Buscemi and Chef Proudfoot in Fargo without the belt strapping.
Did you see the way his eyes lit up when I likened him to Terry Funk? I swore he was gonna cry. What the hell is it with wrestlers from Texas? Wally, I've never met a single one who didn't just grip personality like Texan wrestling. From Stan Hansen right on down the line to JBL. Most of them have 10 times the personality of the average person. But Tex here, he's something special, Wally. He brings fun and excitement to the broadcasts, and just so talented and funny. It's literally making me sick to see him inside that cell with Too Short. I understand why he's doing it. Sure, he's crossing another item off his long bucket list, and he's already done everything. TV commercial, wrestling, He directed two of those men from Lucha movies, has won a Memphis Million. He's been made Snarl General Manager after Matt Clark resigned. He won the Rage Tag titles with T-Dog Tomasio like last week. And now this insanity. But just damn yo, do we have to be so extra to be going this ill, shiznit? We've only just had him around for 6 weeks, Wally. And now I'm afraid he might die inside there. And if he does, he really won't be coming back to work ever again. And I'm gonna go do weather forecasts on local TV in Dubuque if that happens. I'm gonna quit. I swear, Wally, I am going to quit if this match costs us our broadcast buddy.
Lighten up, Francis. Tex just scored the first fall. That puts him at an early advantage. I think has gonna handle Bell okay from here on in. Hopefully, neither of them decides to take things to much further.
You'll see me in there next, going after Scott Bell myself. Tex Lynch's. Tex is our friend Wally. I can't stand watching this. Man, it's just a gruesome. We really should have tried harder to talk him out of it. Now it's too late. We should have talked to Steve Groves. And how could Herc Groves just greenlight this kind of match almost on impulse? I understand from a GM standpoint, it's an attention-scoring match. Gonna catch a lot of eyes. But knowing everything we know, and everything I just said, I think Herc may have acted precipitously in signing off on this, instead of making Tex take it to Snarl. They've already done more than enough damage to one another, and every impact, every blow, is worsening the situation, and we're only approaching the 5-minute mark of this 30-minute Iron Man, with Tex inflicting the lion's share of the damage to Bell so far. But Too Short is literally a cornered, dangerous animal within this environment. This is why I'm worried about Tex in there with that unlicensed lunatic.
Johnny, I can't expect you to understand because you haven't lived through it like Tex and I have. You've heard just a handful of the stories about Too Short. Literally just a snow cone off the iceberg of dirty Scott Bell did for all the years since he got mixed up with front office business. You've heard Matt Clark and Tex Lynch run off just tiny lists of the horrid that little wannabe dictator did during his time before his dad banished him to the Southwestern Division, and now he's back here with his Southwestern slime ball wrestlers, with his entourage of has-beens, and never worse, with his stupid Hana. You know, Johnny, you mentioned involuntary manslaughter before this one got started, but given everything I know about Scott Bell, I think a jury might say justifiable homicide. You just don't like him from what you've heard, but anyone who was around when Too Short was commissioner, trust me, man, those people wouldn't on Bell if he was on fire. They hate him. They hate his mama for having him. They hate his dad for not using protection. The bottom line here, ma homie, is that Scott Bell is about as popular as a social disease from that strip club, and I kinda don't mind seeing Tex do his thing here.
Just a tick count, with Tex ahead 1 fall to none for Bell. And Bell has already brought a bunch of hardware into the match, but hasn't really had much of an opportunity to put any of it to good use. I'm just concerned because it feels like Too Short is kind of getting his second wind here. And this one's already been rolling for some time now. How bad will it be? In what condition will these guys be when that timer hits zeros across the board for the final bell? They've already put in the work of the standard matches already, as we close in on 7 minutes so far in this brutal match. Guaranteed to go 30 minutes, no matter what. And yeah, it seems like Tex is starting to maybe experience a little fatigue here. I honestly think he did this way to Soon Wally, almost literally after winning the Rage Tag Tournament. It's just very rushed. He should have said forget about Japan and do this craziness back home, maybe after a short rest. But to do this on the next, the last night of the tour, almost at the drop of a hat. You know me, Wally. I'm real good at sensing things. And I'm telling you, I just got the worst vibe when we heard this match was going to happen tonight. Really wish they had not gone through with this.
Me neither. The longer it goes on, the more nerve-wracking it gets. The only good thing I can say about it is that Tex is holding his own pretty good in there against. Too short, still ahead 1-0. Like you know, I'm getting really worried with Too Short in control of the situation right now. And Tex down on the mat, yikes on trikes. The official should seriously stop this one now. It has really gone on too long, and clearly taken things a bit too far. Any common sense referee would call this one already, but his hands are tied and all he can do is count pinfalls and record submission. Oh holy Hannah, Tex has been down on the canvas for a bit now, and Bell, classed his rotten high, is taking full advantage of it.
Now Tex has gone ahead by another fall. Bell hasn't even had his first yet, so that's something anyway. Right now, Tex looks in control of a very battered Scott Bell as he attempts another pin. And hey, look at that. He's ahead 3-0 over Bell.
I'll hang the hell on here. It looks as if Bell is trying to battle his way back into this one. Looks like he's starting fresh on one of his 9 lives here. Tex could be having trouble here really for the first time in this match. Check this out. Over here, Tex is down. Bell is going for the cover. But Tex breaks the pin successfully. Hell's bells, this is nerve-wracking. Sledgehammer onto Short's already damaged merchandise, and I mean without mercy here. Striking at Bell's torso with the head of the sledge. No fan of Bell, but seriously, this has already been going on far too long, and we're only a third of the way through. We still have 20 more minutes of this torture, and if it's this bad for us, vicariously, imagine what it must be like for them, locked inside that cell. We've seen all sorts of matches already this year, Johnny. Short ones, long ones, good ones, great ones. But for sheer brutality, I'm not sure even Bruiser Brody, as former No Rules champ, has been this disturbing to watch. I really wish Tex would just kick back and enjoy being general manager without resorting to this kind of thing. It's not. It isn't even a match that should be on Snarl or Rage. This should have been part of a supercard of anything. It could have waited a few weeks. To mini Christmas, the guy just got back from wherever the hell he's been, and Tex has jumped on him like a buzzard on fresh roadkill. I'm seriously conflicted watching this, Johnny. I just kind of keep flashing back to Bell's days as commissioner. His stupid rules. Ooh, Mike Lane can't wear his hat on the air. Ooh, stop calling me Too Short Popeye. Ooh, don't ever talk bad about my stable again ever. Ooh, Matt, I'm stripping you of the U.S. title on a stupid freaking technicality. I mean, this was 24/7, man. He wouldn't shut the F up or get the F out his own way.
Holy crap, they've busted through the cell wall. Bell is back to his feet, and it looks as if Tex is out to lunch. Okay, so, now what do they? What are they supposed to? Oh, geez. Oh, hell no. Bell's climbing up to the top of that thing, and this just got like a whole hell of a lot worse. The chance of something really crappy happening just doubled in his match, and oh geez, Tex is naturally going after him when he should just stay down there near the ring. Run out the clock like it's the 4th quarter. Why the blue frozen hell is he going after Bell all the hell of the way up there?
Tries a hell of a lot braver than I am. There's no way you ever get me up there. Neither of them has any business being up on top of the cell. Maybe they'll decide to sensibly climb back down or something. I'm really not feeling them fighting up there. Even if they were to just keep the fight up there, they're fighting on nothing but steel beams and chain link. No canvas, no mats. Just steel everywhere. Extremely hostile to the human anatomy.
Molly, this is just so incredibly dangerous what they're doing on the top of that cell. That's what it is. It's not a roof. It isn't meant to sustain the weight of two grown men if they mess around long enough. The chain link under their feet is gonna start to give out, and someone could fall from the top of the cage back down inside the ring 20 feet below, and that would be catastrophic to whoever it happened to. It's Tex Lynch in control of Bell at the moment, thank goodness, with Tex keeping him grounded, trying to maintain control of his opponent and limit his movement, all the while inflicting pain on. Too Short, keeping his arms in constant agony. And while nothing really bad has happened so far, it's all in a matter of time fighting on top of the cell. Unless they climb back down like you suggested, and I kind of don't see that happening. I mean, Tex is doing great right now. But Bell is gonna get back to his feet at some point, and then they're both back in the danger zone. My nerves are shot to hell. I'm looking at Tex's pack of Marlboros here on the desk light. You're Johnny. Maybe try one. I just want them to come back down, just like when I was a kid and King Kong fought with the airplane. I wanted Kong to climb back down the building with an arrow before it was too late. And it's like these two stupid gorillas all over again.
And Bill's got Tex in a serious predicament. Up and I'm talking 30 feet way up in the middle of the air. Any fall from that height would be absolutely devastating. Come on, Tex, get up. We believe in you and Johnny, I swear. I've never seen seconds on a clock take so damn long to move.
Oh no! Get away from the edge. The close man. Get the hell away from the edge.
I don't know how much more of this I can stand. Scott Bell's face is a swollen mass of blood. Tex has got to be exhausted by now. I'm sure neither one of them exactly planned to fight on top of the cell. Scott might be crazy enough to have tried for it though, for maybe a chance at really hurting Tex. I've seen feuds taken to far before, but this match is the most extreme example I've ever seen. This is horrible. All they're doing is running out the clock. You can't get a pin or a tap out up there. All you can do is fight, kill time, and run the risk of serious injury. Damn it, Tex, forget him. Stun him for a second and climb the hell back down off that thing before it's too late. Get back in the ring, for God's sake. Make the idiot come to you, MAM. It's not worth it anymore. You don't need to do anymore.
Honestly, with half of the match time elapsed already, how much more of this can either one of these guys take? I'm sure it is gonna be weeks before anyone sees Bell again. And I'm afraid we may be working with Don Hickson for a while after this match. I just keep telling myself that Tex is gonna be alright. He's already winning on pinfalls, so he could seriously coast at this point. I mean, if I was in his shoes right now, I would climb down off the cell, find a corner seat in the ring, and wait for Bell, then crown him with a different foreign object every time he got to close. That's all he would have to do to win this deal. He's got it in the bag now. There's no reason for them to keep going on top of the cell. These two are really doing the most at this point.
Tex really didn't have to do this. If you're going to abuse your power, you could have had T-Dog horsewhip him all through the building, or something equally nuts. All I can really think is if Tex was looking to just hurt the Short, he sure got his money's worth tonight and then. There's the question of where does this thing with these two even go from here? How do you even follow up what these two have been through? How will they even be able to coexist in the same universe after something like this? Damn it, I wish they would climb down off that thing already. The fans have had their thrills already, man. Let's get this deal back inside the ring where all this matters.
Trust me, he isn't even thinking about getting it back in the ring at this point. I'm sure he's thinking, oh, the little pipsqueak wanted to drag me up here. So now he's stuck with me. And Tex sure is unloading onto Short with every weapon in the arsenal. Anyone would have thought these two would have piped down by now. But see for yourselves. Still going at it as if the bell had just been rung. Boy, oh boy. The hatred sure came out of every pore on these guys, and it is shining through right here. I guess this really is Scott's ultimate payback. It's his second Hell in a Cell. His first was in 2013 against the Dark Overlord, and he took a 30-foot drop when Overlord just threw him off the top. And I suspect very strongly, Wally, that this is Gonna be his very last Hell in a Cell. Hopefully, he can live to tell about it after it's all over.
Well then, if it is the Short's last ever match, let me sit here and enjoy it. Because no one suffers as good as the Short Pompeii, and I want to drink in every glorious moment. We're decking Sheamus at the Snarl 20th anniversary show. We're having Christy Achovi arrested at Florida Fleshbot Supercard. We're bringing the stinking NWO to our WL in the first place. We're using Warlord Santos as a damn slave. We're creating the Bell Council. We're making Hogan shave Crystal Gabor's head. We're threatening Crystal's mother with a straight razor in the ring. We're stealing company money to invest in a movie that got shelved. No, that's another reason to Short hates Tex. Tex has had the successful men from Lucha movies you can find on YouTube. But Scott's stupid movie with producer Max Berkovich never saw the light of day. And did you know we had a manager accused of blowing up Bell's Maserati Ghibli? Don Roy Caruso managed the Guns brothers as the Sicilian mob, but was forced to quit when he was accused of actually having mob connections. I'm telling you, everything that's happened to him, everything that continues to happen to him, he deserves every bit of it and more. And don't even get me started on what Tex was saying about Madison Lovecraft and how Bell destroyed her and her career and her relationship with Masks Incorporated. I mean, I'm sure she's at the forefront of Tex's mind as he beats 8 tons of crap out of the Short here. But at this point, how much is Tex having a good time and how much is him releasing years of repressed pain over a past he can't change, so he punishes Bell in the present.
Okay, about the only light at the end of the tunnel is that we're closing in on the final 10 minutes of this match, with Tex winning on pinfalls. And so far, no serious catastrophic event beyond these. The breaking out of the cell. But how long can that continue? So long as they stay on top of that structure. I don't know how we're gonna get through the main event with The Undertaker after all this. And now again, momentum shifting back and forth between these guys with both of them jockeying for control of the situation, with no idea how long it will continue this way. Tex, and oh no. Oh my God, no.
No, a man alive, no way.
Oh, damn.
Good God, Tex.
Damn. Tex just dropped 30 feet to the arena floor. Bell knocked him off the top. That miserable, cowardly, sniveling little
Where is Tex Johnny? Do you see him?
Yeah, he's standing up. He's alive, thank God.
Let's just be grateful they're back down on the ground again, and it looks like Tex is okay, if not battered to all hell, and Bell is exploiting it to the max here. Lousy piece of Gorilla Gun could have took Tex out with that ball. Hey, check it out. Tex is battling his way back into this one. I don't know how he even survived that drop off the top of the cell, but he sure was lucky to get away with nothing broken.
Okay, well, it is all Tex Lynch right now, as he battered to Short all over the outside of the cell.
Tex totally imposing his will on Scott at present. Bell seems almost unable to even defend himself. hell no. Bell's climbing the cell again. No, Tex, don't fall for it. Don't follow him up there again, for God's sake. Enough is enough already. Damn it. Damn it to hell. Hey, no, ma'am. No, don't do that. Let his insane stay up there. There isn't that much time even left. Just let him go, Tex.
Why did he even follow Scott back up there for? This one's almost over. Why prolong the agony and heighten the danger by going back to the top? Man, haven't they had enough yet? My God, how many more shots to the head can Bell take before he's writing home with crayons?
I just don't believe they are back perilously battling so close to the edge of that cell for a second time in this match. Man, John, I'm exhausted.
You're exhausted. I can barely think anymore. Oh, good God, not again.
What a sickening sound that just made. Short helpless now, getting just dumped on by Tex Lynch, demolished and demoralized.
And as we close in on the 4 minutes retaining mark, these two guys have taken each other just about as far as they can go. And mercifully, despite all that's happened, both our contestants are still alive and kicking.
Not anymore. I think Tex just finished Bell off for good here. He isn't moving. Holy crap, he's still alive. Tex scoring yet another pinfall. one with about 2 minutes left to go here. Left to go. Hang on, Tex. God, this is finally over. Most brutal thing I've ever seen.
Here is your winner, HTL.
Ollie, when Tex comes back, he is absolutely forbidden from ever doing anything like this again. My heart's been in my mouth the last half hour.
Hoping he's gotten all that out of his system anyway. Congratulations to our pal Tex Lynch, and we'll be right back after this.